Hello everyone, this video is in continuation to our videos on animal kingdom. In our previous video we have started with the characteristics of platyhelminths. In this video we'll discuss the example of platyhelminths. We'll discuss two examples, one in this and one in the next video. In this video we'll discuss about the tapeworm or Taenia solium. Fine, so we'll start with it. We are going to discuss tapeworm. Tapeworm is also known as Taenia solium, its zoological name, and it's also known as pork tapeworm because it lives or it's found in the pig's body also. Fine, so we'll discuss about the general, start with the general characteristic. First of all, it is an endoparasite. It is an endoparasite. That means it lives inside the body of the host. It's not free living. It takes nourishment from the body of the host. Now, it is an endoparasite, lives inside the host and has two hosts. So, it is digenetic. The organisms which have two endoparasites which have two hosts are digenetic. One host is humans and the other one is the pig. Out of these two, human beings are the primary hosts, whereas the pig is a secondary host. Why do we call humans as a primary, or what are primary hosts? Primary hosts are the ones in which the organism completes its, or you can say undergoes its sexual reproduction. So in humans, it undergoes its sexual reproduction, hence it's known as the primary host, and pig is the secondary host, wherein the other life cycle, the other stages of life cycles, they take place inside the pig. So it is digenetic, having two hosts. Now we are going to start with the structure, of Taenia solium, or you can say the diagram. The body of Taenia solium is divided into three parts. I'll explain it here only. The first part is known as scolex. The second is neck region, and the third part is strobilus. Fine. So we have scolex, neck and strobilus. I'll make the diagram and I'll explain. If you see the structure of tapeworm, you will see a knob-like structure here, the head region, the tail part, and the neck will finally enter into this ribbon-like shape. Now if you clearly see, when we are making this ribbon-like structure, it keeps broadening, and it's broader at the, from here to here, the shape also changes. It keeps on broadening. So we'll just make this line. So herein we have three parts. I have made three parts here in the diagram. As you can see, it has a head region, the scolex part. It has the tail region. It has the neck region, the scolex, neck, and the strobilus part herein. The strobilus. Fine. So this is the head, scolex. Then we have this part, that is the neck, and the last portion, that is known as strobilus. Now I'll talk about the different parts one by one. Scolex is the head part, and it has two rows of hooks plus four suckers. These structures, both of them, the hooks and suckers, are basically for taking in the nourishment, and hooks help in attachment. So they help in attachment of Taenia solium or tapeworm to the body or the intestine of the host. So the function of these, now I'll make it. You can see these two rows of hooks here on the anterior portion, and it has four suckers. Out of these four, one is clearly visible, two on the sides, and one is at the back, which is not visible here. So these are hooks, and these are suckers. So this is the scolex part which helps in attachment. Then is the neck region. Neck is unsegmented, and it is unsegmented, and from the end part, from here, the segments, the immature segments start forming from the end. From here, from the last part of the neck, the immature proglottids will start forming. Now what are proglottids? Now if we see the structure of this strobilus, this structure is divided into segments. This structure is divided into these segments, and the segments are known as strobilus. I'll explain strobilus here because we don't have space here. I'll write it here. Strobilus, the next portion which we are going to do, or the next part, sorry, is the strobilus. Now what is a strobilus? Strobilus is the segmented part of the it is segmented, and each segment is called proglottid. Fine. So these are the different proglottids. This is a proglottid. Fine. And these are the different proglottids or the segments. These proglottids are further of 3 types. There are 3 types of proglottids: immature, mature proglottids, and gravid proglottids. Immature proglottids, mature and gravid. Immature are the ones which are here in the starting. Fine. Middle ones are the mature proglottids, and the last one are the gravid proglottids. We'll talk about them. Immature proglottids are the ones which do not have any sex organs, do not have anything related to sexual reproduction. They are just formed. Then we have the mature proglottids which have testes and ovaries present in them, wherein fertilization takes place. Now talking about fertilization, I'll write here. Fertilization in tapeworm, fertilization is internal and development is indirect. That means the larval stages are there. There are larval stages which are seen. So this is the type of fertilization taking place. So we were talking about the mature proglottids wherein testes and ovaries are present. Then the gravid proglottids are the ones which have a folded uterus which is filled with cysts. Cysts are basically the structures which help the organism to go through the harsh condition, and then they germinate whenever, or you can say they start developing whenever they find a suitable substratum or suitable environment. So suppose this is a gravid proglottid, the last ones are the gravid proglottids. So inside the gravid proglottid there is this folded uterus, and this folded uterus is filled with the cysts. Now what happens when these gravid proglottids are formed? After a certain period of time, they keep on detaching from the body of Taenia solium. So this detachment of gravid proglottid is called apolysis. So what is apolysis? The detachment of this gravid proglottids from the body of the Taenia solium is known as apolysis. So what happens now? Apolysis occurs. I'm just writing apolysis. I've told you the definition. So apolysis takes place, and this gravid proglottid, the one which is filled with the cysts, it gets detached from the body of the Taenia solium, and now when it gets detached, it has this folded uterus present in it, and this folded uterus is filled with the cyst. Now what happens when it gets detached? It moves in the intestine, and from the feces it's passed out in the feces of humans. Fine. This proglutit is passed out from the body of the humans in the feces. These feces are eaten by pigs. And now what happens in pigs? This uterus, it ruptures and releases the cysts. Now these cysts will arrange themselves in the lining underneath the muscles of the pig's body. Fine. So these are the cysts, and this is the muscular layer or the muscles. Now these cysts, they have arranged themselves underneath the muscles of the pig. It gives them a bumpy appearance, just like measles, a measly appearance. So this measly muscles, when eaten up, may be uncooked or undercooked. These cysts, they again enter inside the human body, and they again grow into this tinea solium. So this is the whole cycle which keeps on going. This tinea solium grows, matures, sexually reproduces, and detaches. The gravid proglutids detach, pass out from the feces, move into the pig eats them, moves into the pig's body, arranged underneath the muscles, and these muscles, when uncooked pork is eaten, enters inside the human body again. Fine. So this is the whole cycle of the tinea solium. Herein, the disease which is caused in humans, due to these tinea solium or tapeworm growing inside the body of the humans is teneasis. And teneasis is accompanied by abdominal pain, even bleeding in the abdomen, because these hooks and suckers are going to attach themselves to the intestine, which will lead to bleeding, and also abdominal pain and diarrhea and all. So these are the symptoms of teneasis. So this is all about the platyhelminths, that is tapeworm. We have discussed about its life cycle, its host, and how it reproduces. In our next video, we will be talking about planaria and fasciola hepatica, which will complete your platyhelminths. And from next video on, we'll start with roundworms or Escheriasis. So keep watching, liking, sharing, subscribing. Thank you.